Hey guys, Wildcat. I am here with my little Deadpool cutout, and I am going to be talking to you guys today about my love-hate relationship with gas blowback pistols. This video is going to include all three of the gas blowbacks that I have ever owned, my WE Hi-Capa, my HFC M9, and my WE M&P 9. Starting chronologically with the first pistol I owned, we're going to begin with the HFC M9. Now, I first got this pistol way back when I first started airsoft. This was when I was using a Well R7 M4, which is a really, really low-quality gun. Way before I even had the DSG, before I had any actual gear. I had like a tan cross-draw zip-up vest. This was the first ever pistol I've had. Now, it is HFC, of course. It is the M190 Special Forces, and it is safe, semi, and full. And it was originally the CO2 model. Now, I say originally because I have converted to some green gas mags. Now, because I was so young when I had this gun, no one could drive other than my parents that I could have used to go airsofting. So my airsoft trips were limited to once every school vacation or so when our parents could afford to take the group of friends out airsofting, which is what we usually do and still to this day do because school. But so this was essentially my go-to gun for backyard airsofting with friends at the time and when we went out for those very rare trips. Which actually brings into how this gun initially broke. So I was at one of my friend's houses getting ready for one of our backyard airsofting adventures that we always went on, just backyard softing with each other and friends because we couldn't just go to a field. And so we were all loading up in his room where all of our airsoft stuff was. I was filling my mag with BBs, putting some gas into it. Keep in mind this was originally a CO2 gun and I was god-awful at filling CO2 mags because I was just always way too slow winding up. So I was trying to fill that in, doing the best I can, and I hear a pop. Now, this pop was no ordinary pop. This pop was immediately followed with a bang. It wasn't this mag, because this is a green gas mag, but the bottom was now missing. I was so slow at cranking the little wheel to tighten in the CO2 canister that it just popped all the way out with so much force that it cracked off the bottom base plate of the mag and took it with it. Not only on that day did the magazine break, but the trigger return spring inside of the gun itself also snapped. Now, for those of you that don't know, the trigger return spring is kind of self-explanatory in what it does. You know, it returns the trigger. So, without that, because it was broken, it would stay in this position, and I'd have to manually push it myself. So, this gun was essentially useless to me, being the small child that I was, not knowing anything about teching or anyone that knew how to tech gas blowbacks. So this was garbage. So it went under my bed, and I bought a new one. So fast forward 3 years into the future, this thing is still broken under my bed. Absolutely no progress has been made on it. And then, just then, my other pistol breaks. So you know, I don't know the problem. I'm shit out of luck, for lack of a better term, because I don't have a pistol, and you guys all know how much I love pistols. Which also leads into the fact, hey Wildcat, if you love pistols so much, why didn't you learn how to tech them? The answer, my friends, is that I am lazy. So lazy. And with Legacy as my brother, I understand how stressful teching can be on a person, and everything I've heard about gas blowback teching for gas blowback rifles and pistols was that it was worse than AEG teching. So if my brother, who has more patience than me, still rages in certain moments in his teching, how am I, A, going to successfully learn how to tech, and B, not break my guns in the process? So, I did what any normal person would do. I was lazy and I just didn't learn it in fear of breaking my own guns. So, when you take a person like me who has absolutely no idea what he's doing, and then you give him 2 broken gas blowback pistols, I find a way. Now, me finding a way more or less means I knew what the problems were for one gun, this one, and I had no idea what the problems were for my other gun. So, knowing that I had an actual broken piece in here, I ordered a new one, along with buying 2 KJW M9 mags that were green gas, so I didn't accidentally break them again. And I just looked up a guide on how to successfully dismantle this gun. With this newfound knowledge on the M9, I went to work and successfully, after 5 hours, replaced the spring and put it all back together. And as you can see, it's working perfectly fine now. And that is my experience with the HFC M9. And now, my WE 5.1 Hi-Capa. So, most of you guys will recognize this pistol as the one that I predominantly use when I'm on my trips and throughout my videos on YouTube. And you'll be correct. This is the exact pistol. It has been broken and dropped several times. Dropped way more than it should have by carelessness on my part, belt breaking, bad reactions when getting shot in the finger without gloves. Both of those are actually on video on my channel, by the way. It's actually dropped twice in either the same video or same trip separate videos. I can't remember which. So the issues first start with this pistol after a few stronghold trips of this hitting the concrete floor there. Now, what exactly happened was my belt system had failed because I was just using a standard dress belt, because I still don't have one like a specific a battle belt system or anything or a rigger's belt. I don't have those just because I've been lazy and haven't bought one yet. But so my belt has actually broken, like the alligator clips holding the whole thing together just kind of slipped off. It was a really old belt that I was using at the time. And in its Kydex holster, it just kind of dropped. And now, this didn't just happen once. This happened twice on the same trip. For those of you that know gas blowback pistols, specifically Hi-Capas, if you take this part away, there is a little 3-pronged spring in here that makes the hammer work, essentially. And that, on the second hit, that got misplaced. It shifted, and it, like I said, it was out of place. And so I didn't realize that that was the problem, but for the longest time, the hammer no longer worked, which is actually what ended up having me look into fixing my M9. And I'm kind of glad that I did, because right now it's my only working pistol. Now, after a while, I figured out that that was the issue, the 3-pronged spring, and I opened this up, like 40 minutes into it, I put it in the right spot, tested it out, it was fine, it was shooting, the hammer worked like it was supposed to, and everything was all good. Now, after that, things were going fine, this gun was shooting, I was taking it to Stronghold, using it, everything was normal. And then, eventually, afterwards, I started to notice a little change in how this gun performed. I actually first started noticing this change during the filming for my review on this gun, which was kind of concerning. You know, the one time I decided to review a gun that I haven't had modified, and it's starting to act a little wonky. Granted, it's been going through what it was going through. The issue that I believe is a torn bucking started creating the problem where when I go to chrono the gun, aim it down, shoot, it'll function fine, but the BBs will just roll out the barrel, which is a big problem because, I mean, technically it passes chrono because it goes at like 2 feet a second, not even. But so that was a big problem because now this gun wasn't actually shooting. So I am yet to fix this problem or be 100% certain that a torn bucking is the issue. And so that is where my problems with this gun stop. Well, not exactly stop, but where my progress has stopped because I am yet to fix this. Now, the problems with my Hi-Capa are a little bit frustrating to me personally because it is the most reliable gun while it was working that I have ever used, and I loved the gun, I love the feel of it. If I ever end up replacing it and like selling all my guns and building one totally custom gun, odds are it's gonna be based off of a TM Hi-Capa, and I'm just gonna build it up from there. Just because I love Hi-Capas so much. They're really nice guns. And so mine being broken at the moment and me not 100% sure what the problem is just really bothersome to me, and which is why pretty soon, like before the summer ends, I'm hopefully going to find out how to take everything apart and look at everything and be able to actually identify what the problem is. Because if I can, I would absolutely love to take that thing back out and use it as I've been using for the past like 2+ years. And now for the most disappointing. My WE MMP9 would have hands down been my absolute favorite gun. Like, this probably would have given me more joy than my Hi-Capa if I didn't get it broken. Now, for those of you who aren't aware, I won this pistol in a contest on Instagram. It was the @Airsoft 3-year anniversary giveaway, and I was just so ecstatic. The gun has glow-in-the-dark sights, it's fully ambidextrous, safe semi-full, it just looks absolutely beautiful. And so I was extremely happy to get this gun. But when I did get it, I did have some problems. First off, when I tried to put gas into the mag, it started leaking, and that was just annoying, but it's fixable because you just have to open it up from the bottom and wrap some Teflon tape around it, and everything is okay. This has happened for my Hi-Capa mags, it's happened for my M9 mag, so like this was a quick fix. So I fixed that. My brother Legacy wrapped it up in Teflon tape for me, so it was no longer leaking. That was all good, all good. Time to shoot, time to see how it works. This gun does not hold gas. Now, I don't know what the problem is, if it's the magazine, if it's the gun, just something in here is not holding much gas. I have filled this magazine up with 10 seconds, 15 seconds, 20 seconds of green gas, put it in, no leaking can be heard, but I get no more than 4 shots out of this gun. 4. Keep in mind, this mag holds 17 at least rounds. They should not be getting 4 shots out of my gun. So I'm not sure whether it is a problem in the gun itself for gas or it's in the mag. So the moral of the story today is that Wildcat loves, capital L, loves gas blowback pistols, but they do not love him back. Now that's going to be it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed me rambling on about my love-hate relationship with gas blowback pistols. If you liked the video, please leave a like and maybe comment down below, give me some constructive criticism, something you didn't like that I did, something you did like that I did, something you want to know, like why do I have a Deadpool cutout right next to me. And if you didn't like the video, feel free to dislike it, give me some criticism, tell me everything you didn't like, whether it's how I rambled on a little bit, how it's maybe the entire video. I encourage communication, it's how people get better. And maybe if you're a certain friend that I know that may be watching this, leave a dislike just to let me know that you saw the video. See you in the next one.